Bill the Rocket Boys, your new album, is it a real festival album?
It's turned out to be a festival album. We weren't expecting it necessarily to be. It's quite an intimate record for the most part. But the intimate moments have been going across really well at festivals all summer, so it's kind of become a festival album.
And what makes an album a festival album? What sort of reaction from the crowd do you need?
Well, it depends what time of day you play. I mean, that's how we look at the set. You know, we kind of like, we look, you know, we think about what we would like to hear. You know, so if we're playing earlier on a sunny afternoon, we might put some chill numbers in. You know, if it's later on in the day and you assume that people have been drinking or whatever, you maybe put some more, you know, jump aroundy kind of tunes, and you know, so I don't know, it would always change.
Is the set list? Do you play many songs of the new album?
I think we play 4 or 5 of the new record, and most of the rest of the set list is from the Seldom Seen Kid. Just because at a festival, you're not guaranteed that it's your audience, so we don't tend to go too far back in the back catalogue because we assume that people are perhaps new to the band.
Well, you're planning on releasing an exclusive Dutch festival edition. Why?
We always have a great time at Dutch festivals. We've always had little breakthrough moments career-wise in Holland at the festivals. And the Dutch do it really well. They do festivals really well. So it made sense to us to do something special for Holland based on the live performances.
What breakthroughs did you have in Holland?
What?
Breakthroughs. I mean, a guy was talking about breakthroughs. Well, maybe I should ask you the question. Okay. What sort of breakthroughs do you mean?
Well, this festival at Lowlands, in 2008, we had a gig in the tent in the afternoon, and the rain started pouring down. So people flocked inside the tent, and it was a much bigger audience than perhaps we were expecting. And it was a really intense personal performance, and we picked up a lot of new fans there, and it really did a lot of good for us in Holland.
How do you look back on the Pinkpop Festival?
Absolutely great. It was one of the first festivals. In fact, I think it was the first festival weekend we had this year. It was just great. It's a great festival. We played it before and we knew it was good. And coming back this time with a higher profile, we kind of assumed we were in for a good one, and it was fucking great.
When did you get the idea for this new special album?
It was just we wanted to do something special. We wanted to do something based around the festivals, and I think it'd be good for people who witness the recordings that we're going to put on there. It's always a nice thing when you hear a live record and you say, I was in the crowd, and you wonder if you can hear yourself or your friends, and it's something we really love. And we have a history of doing things with festival audiences. When we first played Glastonbury Festival in the UK, we recorded the crowd singing. It was quite a spontaneous thing. I asked them to sing We Still Believe in Love, So Fuck You, and they really got into it. And then we built a song called Grace Under Pressure around that recording, and the second album was called Cast of Thousands, and we invited people at that festival to send us their names if they were in the crowd, and we managed to get 4,500 names on the record sleeve, so it'd be a real treat for people who were there. They'd be able to point to their own name in the record sleeve.
It's cool as well because you kind of like, you have a version of these songs which is the version that is on the album, and after a lot of playing like festivals over and over again and tours and everything, these songs sort of change a little bit, so it's kind of nice to actually document them at the period where you're in. They're kind of different from the recorded version, so it's kind of just nice to show where we are a little bit.
Have the songs changed? I mean, your album has been out now for half a year. Have the songs changed?
Well, when you record a song, you don't know how it's going to be received. Quite often you don't even know if it's going to make the album. So it stands to reason that as you play it more and more and become more comfortable with it, you play it differently, you sing it differently. I'd say what generally happens with our songs when we play them live is that they become more dynamic. So the subtle parts are very, very subtle, and the big parts are a lot bigger. The joyous parts are a bit more joyful, and the wonderful parts are more wonderful.
Sounds good. This new edition of the album, how many songs will it contain?
I think it's 5. Unless we...
You think?
I think it's 5. Yeah.
5 extra songs.
5 extra songs. Build a Rocket Boy songs.
Do you know what songs already?
No, we're going to take them from this performance at Lowlands. We're going to take them from Pink Pop as well. So we're not sure. We're going to pick the best 5 moments that we have and add them to the existing album.
Yeah, but you only play 4 or 5 songs here of the new album. And how many songs did you play at the Pink Pop Festival?
Probably the same 4 or 5.
So we know what songs will be on the album then, but
Give or take. There might be one different one, so...
I mean, it's a different thing because Pink Pop was right at the beginning of the festival season. You know, sets change. You realise that maybe...
Sex change?
Sex change. You know, sets change did sound like that, didn't it? You know, so you kind of like you get things right slowly as you kind of move on. So we're pretty much bang on it at the moment, aren't we?
what songs will definitely be on it?
I think The Birds, The Night Will Always Win, The River, Open Arms, and Lippy Kids. Yeah, I think they may be the 5.
And will you be using these songs maybe outside Holland too?
No, this is exclusively for the Dutch as a bit of a thank you from us because the Dutch are so fucking cool.